Good evening, Belize. It's Monday, and this is News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Tonight, Belmopan underwater. After floodwaters turn streets into rivers, Mayor Pablo Kawich answers the criticism and says blocked drains were not the main cause. Then follow the money. News 5 tracks Defense Ministry spending to Shanush Village, where a vegetable supplier received more than $1 million in government payments through over 100 invoices. Also tonight, a family shattered in Santa Elena. Ricky Dawson was shot dead just steps from home, and police say they now have 2 suspects and a possible motive. And ambushed after a night out, Doris Grant is fighting for her life after gunmen opened fire near the Bell China Bridge in what police believe may be another targeted attack. Plus, a viral wildlife encounter sparks outrage. Men are seen cornering and touching a jaguar cub in Mountain Pine Ridge. And conservationists say it could have ended badly for both the animal and the men involved. Those stories and more are coming up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. News 5 starts now.
Educator for 30 plus years. As a teacher in what is called a disadvantaged neighborhood in Belize, I see the struggle for its children. School can be tough and home can be tougher, and the streets can seem quite appealing. Alcohol, drugs, freedom. You might be in your own gang. I can tell you that never ends well. I see it every day. Forced to run from the police, forced to hide from other gangs, confined to your turf to save your own life, and then ending up either dead or in a small cell. Gang life is not the life for you. Stay in school, work hard, be strong, choose to live free and live right. Choose life.
A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement
Bureau. This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Welcome back. As residents grapple with floodwaters that transformed parts of Belmopan into rivers over the weekend, Mayor Pablo Kawich is rejecting claims that blocked drains are to blame. Speaking out tonight, Kawich says the flooding was driven by an extraordinary surge of water flowing from neighboring Armenia Village, overwhelming the capital city's drainage network. According to the mayor, the scale of the flooding was unlike anything Belmopan has experienced in decades, with runoff channels simply unable to handle the volume rushing through the city.
This was not specifically a Belmopan issue in the aspect that where some people are saying the drains were clogged up and that's why the water wasn't moving. The real issue that happened is that we had excessive rains in the Belmopan Armenia area. We had unprecedented level of rains. From Friday night, it started raining heavily all the way up until Saturday. And the rains caused the Belize River and the creeks to flood. Our drainage systems lead to the 10 Cents Creek, Mount Pleasant Creek, and eventually to the Belize River. Now, the route that we take to get to the Belize River is that area where the flooding occurred on the highway area. That area is also a bit small I know that the Ministry of MIDH has plans to erect a bridge on that segment that would allow, or hopefully that with a little bit of drainage expansion as well, would allow for more water to flow through that area.
As the flood emergency unfolded, the Belmopan City Council turned to WhatsApp to hear directly from residents in need. But the response came fast, so fast that the emergency number was eventually flagged and shut down because of the large volume of messages coming in at once. The ministry later stepped in with an online portal, giving residents another way to request help. Together, both platforms have helped the council gather critical information and better coordinate its response on the ground.
Combining both strategies, we ended up receiving approximately 150 reports. I expressed this morning that of those 150, approximately 70 people have been assessed and received some form of assistance from BMO. The last time we had a flooding like this in Belmopan on the highway itself was decades ago when we had Hurricane Mitch in 1998. That was the last time I saw Belmopan like this, or like this weekend. We have received excessive rains over the years. I think last year, February, we had a case where, if you check your archives, J&W had been locked off. It had become an island. And at that point, we tried to, with the assistance of MIDH, we implemented a bridge on the John Saldiva Boulevard. That bridge is still functional. It did take a beating with these rains, but it's still functional, thankfully.
The rain held up at around 11 a.m. on Saturday, and by 3 p.m., the flood waters had receded citywide. As flood recovery continues in Belmopan, Saturday's rising waters are now causing setbacks beyond the city's neighborhoods. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development is dealing with delays on the George Price Highway upgrade project after flood waters forced the Mount Pleasant Bridge just outside Belmopan to close for about 6 hours. Once the water went down, crews got a clearer look at the damage, including to a temporary detour built in to keep traffic moving while the bridge is replaced. That detour now has to be reconstructed, adding another challenge to the ongoing roadworks. Chief Engineer Evondale Moody spoke with News 5 about the impact of the weekend flooding on the project.
The highway was made impossible at around 8:45 on Saturday morning. And so after consultation with Minister Espat, we decided that we had to close the highway. Reason being is that the water had exceeded 24 inches above the carriageway, and it was almost at the guardrail level, and the velocity of the flow across the highway was too much for us to allow vehicles to pass through. And so we made a consultative decision to close the highway in the abundance of safety for the general public. This event has occurred twice as far as I am aware. I've seen it in 2008, and I've also seen it in 2020, June 2020 to be specific, whereby Mount Pleasant was also overtopped. Hence the reason under the George Price Highway Upgrading Project, we are building a bridge at that location. It just happens to occur that the rainfall occurred on Friday because it is this week that we were going to start doing piling operation on the George Price Highway, and we were going to shift traffic to the diversion that we have built. However, because of this rainfall event, we have to go back and do some remedial works on the diversion, and so that will delay us about 2 to 3 weeks before we can commence the actual works for the construction of the new bridge.
And Saturday's flood waters didn't just rise. They pushed beyond what monitoring equipment in parts of the Cayo district could even measure. Chief Hydrologist Tennille Hendy says the More Tomorrow flood station was effectively overwhelmed as massive volumes of water moved through Belmopan, nearby communities, and other areas across the country. Tonight, Hendy breaks down just how much water came through and what those figures tell us about the scale of the weekend flooding.
So for the station within the Cayo district, that received flood levels is the More Tomorrow station, which peaked above 11 meters on the 12th of July. And this was a sharp increase from about 1.8 meters to 7.55 meters. With on the 12th, that is the 13th. It crested on the 12th at beyond 11 meters because we don't have gauges beyond that 11 meters. So it exceeded the historical water levels in that section. The Iguana Creek also experienced rapid rise. In addition, we have the Sibun River Basin that also had severe flood levels, where the water levels exceeded 3.5 meters at the Sibun, and this was a linear increase in the water levels. And lastly, we have the City River Basin, which has experienced the second highest increase. The river levels rose from about 1.5 meters on July 10th to 7.7 meters by 6 a.m. on the 11th of July.
Floodwaters are now making their way northeast towards Belize River Valley. We will tell you what residents in those areas should expect later on in this newscast. After the break, a brutal killing rocks San Lazaro village. Who is responsible and what are police uncovering tonight? Stay with us.
Key Calker Lobster Fest weekend is here. The crowd is ready, the boats are ready, and the energy starts now. Next up, Key Calker. Food, music, crowds, island vibes. Ride with San Pedro Belize Express Water Taxi for a smooth, reliable trip straight into the heart of Lobster Fest. Book ahead with the app, skip the check-in line, and get to Lobster Fest faster. San Pedro Belize Express Water Taxi, your official ride to Key Calker Lobster Fest.
The rainforest of Belize. Nature in her most abundant and untamed state. A place of amazing wonder. So we bottled it with passion. The alchemy of pure rainwater. Fresh, pressed heirloom sugarcane grown in this rich soil. Distilled by local artisans. Always in harmony with nature. Organically certified, sustainably committed, deeded to a trust that supports the communities of southern Belize. This is the relentless pursuit of craft without compromise. And now we share this part of the world with the world and you. We are Kopali Rum, the spirit of the rainforest.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
The competition has officially begun. 12 incredible contestants took the stage on night 1, but the journey continues. And for 2 contestants, it all comes to an end. Who will survive the first elimination and move one step closer to the KTV The Remix Season 8 title? Join us Tuesday, July 14th at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts for another unforgettable night of music, entertainment, and excitement. Get your tickets today at the Greater Belize Media Office on Coney Drive or at ATH Shopping Center. Come cheer on your favorite contestant. Be a part of the live audience and witness the next chapter of the competition unfold. Don't miss KTV The Remix Season 8 only on GBM.
Game 4 of the NEBL Finals is heading back to Orange Walk this Friday night. And it is the final home game for the Orange Walk Running Rebels. And a must win, as the Rebels don't want the Belize City Defenders to pop the champagne and celebrate with that 70K on their home court. So Rebels Nation, you need to come out in unprecedented numbers this Friday night, 9 p.m. at the Orange Walk Sporting Complex to ensure the series continues. Giveaways, the NEBL Girls plus more. It's Game 4 of the NEBL Finals this Friday night. Will the Orange Walk Running Rebels force a Game 5? Or will the Defenders be the champs? Sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Running a business means every dollar counts.
As a business owner, you face different challenges every day. You need cash flow on hand as soon as you can.
With Belize Bank's same-day settlement, transactions settled by 4 p.m. are credited the very same night.
The same-day settlement will definitely make a difference for my business because I know I have money in the bank so I can pay my suppliers, my staff, etc.
Faster access to your funds, better cash flow, greater control. And with auto settlement, it's done for you every day. Same-day settlement from Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
He's found some space down the right side. Plenty of support arriving now. And there's another making the run. They're getting bodies forward here. He spotted the opening, and he takes it. The anticipation is building. You can feel the tension growing. He's through here. This is the chance. Oh, what a chance. He should have done better there, but they're not done yet. They're coming again. The pressure is mounting now. The crowd can sense something here. One pass. He's through. He shoots. He scored. Listen to this place. What a moment. This is what football is all about. The world gathers together, all in one place.
Tonight, the trail of Defense Ministry spending leads to Shanosh Village, where a fresh vegetable supplier has collected more than $1 million in government payments. Records reviewed by News 5 show that A&Y Fresh Vegetables was paid through at least 120 invoices between 2023 and 2026. But what stands out is not just the total amount, it's how the payments were made. Nearly all of them came in just under $10,000, the line that usually brings added scrutiny. So was this simply routine procurement or a system designed to avoid oversight? Tonight, we take a closer look at how changes inside military purchasing may have shifted power, weakened safeguards, and left taxpayers with serious questions. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
A new batch of SmartStream leaks is putting defense procurement and former Defense Minister Florencio Marin Jr. back in the public eye. The records show that A&Y Fresh Vegetables, a Shanosh Village supplier, reportedly owned by Marin's constituents Antonio and Yolanda Pat, received more than $1 million from the ministry between January 2023 and April 2026. There is no evidence Marin influenced the contracts, but the payments raise serious questions. A&Y collected the money through at least 120 invoices, almost all just under the $10,000 mark that triggers closer oversight.
What is your view of family or relatives or businesses related to family or relatives to government officials receiving these sort of bids and contracts?
I think that it can be perceived very negatively, and so the onus is on the business and whoever they are related to ensure to be extra cautious and ensure that they go through the entire process transparently, that they are not in any way, shape, or form receiving or perceived to be receiving any special treatment.
But the invoices may only tell part of the story, as the same payment patterns show up across several suppliers. The bigger question is now about the system behind them. That system shifted in 2020 when the Briceño administration reduced the Belize Defense Force's role in procurement and placed more control in the hands of the Ministry of Defense. According to a retired Belize Defense Force general familiar with military procurement, the BDF played a much larger role before 2020. Quartermasters identified needs, calculated requirements, helped vet suppliers, and verified deliveries before distribution. Retired Major Lloyd Jones recently described how the system functioned during his tenure.
Except if you are the logistics officer, then you would deal with the procurement side. But ordinarily, we have in each battalion, you'd have somebody in charge of the quartermaster store. And depending on what level they are, they have different ranks. But we would have somebody who's responsible for the quartermaster stores. He reports to you, of course, to be sure that you've gotten what you've requisitioned and that those rations and other supplies, of course, are handled properly, that all the recordings are done and the accounting side of it is done.
A retired general, speaking anonymously, says the Ministry of Defense now calls the shots on purchasing, from tenders and suppliers to invoices and payments. The BDF, he says, mostly steps in when the supplies arrive. The change was meant to tighten controls, but leaked invoices showing millions in payments just below procurement thresholds begs the question, were key safeguards removed instead?
Based on the usage rate and when rations are, because it's centralized, the delivery of the rations and the food products to price barracks, and then the outstations come and they get their ration allocations.
Did centralizing procurement strengthen oversight or weaken it? Those questions remain unanswered. Marin has declined to answer questions about the matter, while former Minister Oscar Mira and Prime Minister John Briceño have both distanced themselves from procurement decisions.
Just like how I did not know what the Mira family did get and what Lorenzo, the island they were doing, I do not know.
I had no say. I was not part of those committees. If they did so, they did on their own, not with my influence or with my with anything to do with me.
As leaked records continue to expose a pattern of payments skirting key oversight thresholds, the bigger question may no longer be who get the contracts, but whether the system itself was designed to prevent abuse or quietly enable it. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
A Friday night shooting just steps from home has left a Santa Elena family grieving and searching for answers. Police say the victim was gunned down in a brazen attack. And while investigators have detained 2 suspects and identified a possible motive, relatives are still trying to understand why anyone would target a man they describe as quiet and hardworking. Tonight, as police continue to piece together the moments leading up to the fatal shooting, his family is left to mourn a sudden and painful loss. News 5's Brittany Gordon reports.
Absolutely lack of value of life in Belize, and just, I don't know, we've lost our sense of humanity. And
today, a community in Santa Elena town remains shaken after a shooting led to the murder of 33-year-old Ricky Dawson. According to reports, the construction worker arrived home on Friday night around 8:20 p.m. when he received a phone call. Upon taking that phone call, a black SUV reportedly drove up beside him, and someone from within that vehicle fired shots in his direction, leading to his fatal injuries. Around 8:45 p.m., police found his body in a drain approximately 100 yards away from his home with a broken leg and gunshot injuries. Today, police are still piecing together what could have led to this brutal attack.
Information is that Dawson was in the area of his house when a vehicle arrived. A person came out and fired several shots towards his direction, causing his fatal injuries. We have 2 persons in custody in regards to this murder.
Is
Is he known to police, Dawson?
Yes, he is known to police.
Do you believe it's connected to any other incident?
No, we do not believe it is connected to no other incident. We believe it is drug-related.
Police detained 2 suspects this morning and are now reviewing surveillance footage from the area. ACP Gilberto Romero says investigators are looking at drugs as a possible motive, but Ricky's family says his killing came as a shock. His aunt, Paula Dawson, says it was Ricky's own brother who made the heartbreaking discovery.
His older brother came home and was reversing into the yard and saw him lying, already shot. But before that, his wife had called him and said that she heard gunshots in the area and she couldn't get in touch with him. And, after that was just chaos. Everybody was notified. We got here, I guess, almost in contingent with the mobile.
Residents of the Santa Cruz community described Dawson as a respectful, soft-spoken individual and say they were deeply saddened by his violent death. His aunt remembers him as a kind-hearted and generous man who was devoted to his 9-year-old daughter.
He is one of the most respectful and kind-hearted person you could ever come across. He has helped countless people. He gives a lot of times without even asking. He's very quiet. He's not a party goer. He doesn't drink, smoke. He doesn't go out to parties. And I could tell you this is the closest that we have been hit with a loss with our immediate family. So it's needless to say that a part of our foundation is broken.
Dawson worked as a construction contractor and spent his free time racing horses. Now his family is mourning the loss of a man who will no longer chase those passions or be there for his young daughter. Police have detained 2 men and are looking at a possible drug-related motive, but the investigation remains open and no arrests have been made. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
A morning trip to the cane fields turned into a chilling discovery in San Lazaro Village. Police say 68-year-old Virginio Carrillo was found dead near a feeder road with multiple chop wounds, leaving the quiet farming community shaken. Investigators are now trying to ascertain what led to the brutal killing and who may be responsible. According to ACP Gilberto Romero, head of the National Crimes Investigation Branch, a passerby made the discovery while heading to work in the nearby cane fields.
Then this morning, around 9:30 a.m., police were called to San Lazaro Village, where information received that a body had been found. Police went to the area near a cane field road where they saw the lifeless body of a male person identified as Virginio Carrillo, 68 years old. He was observed with several chop wounds. Police are presently processing the scene at this time. We do not know at this time. The information just came in this morning and we are dealing with it.
Do you believe alcohol may have been involved?
Not that we know of. He left from his workplace and he was going to his farm.
When you speak to our police were notified of the body?
Somebody who was going to one of the cane fields saw the body and he called the police.
Was he reported missing? Or?
No, he was not reported missing. He left home to go to his farm.
The Ministry of Local Government and the San Lazaro Village Council have both issued messages of condolence. A dispute that had been brewing may have boiled over into gunfire in Orange Walk over the weekend. Police say Byron Diaz was inside a pickup truck with another man when 2 men on a motorcycle rode up alongside them and opened fire. Diaz was hit but survived the attack and is now listed in stable condition at the hospital. Investigators have since detained 2 suspects, and according to Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero, the shooting appears to be connected to an earlier conflict.
On Sunday, police responded to a shooting in Orange Walk. Upon their arrival, they learned that a male person had been shot. He was identified as Byron Diaz. He received gunshot injuries. Information is that he was inside a pickup along with another male person, Jian Wang. Byron Diaz received injuries. He is presently admitted at the hospital in a stable condition. Information is that they were approached by 2 persons on a motorcycle who fired towards the vehicle.
Any motive established?
This is in relation to a dispute he has with a person in Orange Walk.
So charges?
No charges have been levied. We have 2 persons in custody at this time.
A late-night drive home from the Princess Hotel and Casino turned into a terrifying ambush for 51-year-old Doris Grant, who police believe may have been targeted once again. Just after 1 this morning, gunmen opened fire on a black Nissan Titan pickup near the Bell China Bridge on Youth for the Future Drive. Businessman Austin Underwood was behind the wheel with Grant and Colombian national Andres Orozco as passengers when 3 armed men reportedly stepped out and sprayed the vehicle with bullets. Grant was hit several times and remains in critical condition at the KHMH after emergency surgery. Tonight, police say they are piecing together what led to the attack and whether it is connected to previous threats on her life. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero shares what investigators have uncovered so far.
This morning, police responded to a shooting incident at the Bell China Bridge. Upon their arrival, they learned that persons were in a vehicle and persons came and fired several shots towards the direction. The vehicle was driven to the Carl Hushner, where Doris Grant was observed with several gunshot injuries. She is listed in a critical condition at this time. Information is that they were driving across the bridge when 3 male persons approached the vehicle, and all 3 fired several shots towards the vehicle, causing the injuries to Grant. She was along with Austin Underwood and Andres Orozco, a Colombian national. We are currently reviewing video footages and seeking persons in regards to this shooting.
What's the mode of transportation for the shooter?
We do not know. They came from the riverside by the bridge.
What's police doing to prevent retaliation?
We have several operations ongoing at this time to prevent any form of retaliation. We have several operational units in the city doing patrols.
Police recovered over 30 expended 9mm shells from the area. Doris Grant has been targeted by gunmen before, and police are working to prevent retaliation for this latest attempt on her life. Still ahead, another legal clash is brewing. Social activist Jeremy Enriquez is taking on the government of Belize again, this time over a key public office that's been sitting vacant for months. Why does it matter, and what could happen next? We'll tell you after the break.
Electricity is an essential part of our daily lives. We use lights and household appliances every day. Therefore, we must ensure our homes are wired properly. At Benny's, we have certified wires with the right gauges and insulation. BEL certified meter sockets, authentic GE and Square D panel boxes and breakers, which protect the wires inside your home from being overloaded. When wiring your home, avoid imitation brands which can be very dangerous. Give yourself and your family peace of mind using genuine electrical products available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Insurance fact. Did you know with Home Protector Insurance, home and property insurance does not only cover hurricane and fire? Your lifetime investment will also be protected from explosions, water damage, malicious damage, and more. So you can rest easy knowing your home is protected. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
Belize is introducing electronic invoicing, or e-invoicing. This means invoices, tax receipts, debit and credit notes will be issued, transmitted, and received in a structured electronic format, not a PDF and not a paper document. If you are GST registered and you invoice other businesses or government agencies, your documents will soon need to be created, sent, and verified through Vertex Belize, Belize's national digital platform for electronic invoicing. Why does this matter? Because it makes tax reporting faster and simpler. It reduces fraud and ensures every transaction is transparent and secure. The e-invoicing rollout will start with large GST registered businesses, then smaller businesses over time. For more information, contact the Belize Tax Service at 613-2508 or email etdinfo@bts.gov.bz. Electronic invoicing, simplifying tax compliance through digital innovation.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Our police officers have a tough job. They work all the time, walking the streets, manning checkpoints, doing special operations in every neighborhood, in every community. They fight crime and keep the peace, serve and protect 24/7. Every day they put their lives at risk, facing hostility, aggression, judgment. And let's be honest, some of our neighborhoods are no joke. Some of our people are no joke. Let's try something different. Let's teach our children to respect the police, because the police have one job: to make our communities safer. And that's something we all want. We need to stop turning a blind eye when our children do bad things. We need to stop protecting the criminals. Belize is small, and in every neighborhood, we know who the bad people are. We know where the gangs, drugs, and guns are. Let's work with the police for the sake of our communities and to save the lives of our children. Let's be the village, all of us. We can have the Belize we want.
A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Unit.
Belmopan saw an extraordinary amount of rain over the weekend. The kind of rainfall you would normally expect over an entire month, falling in just 12 hours. Chief Meteorologist Ronald Gordon says the National Met Service recorded more than 10 inches of rain across the capital in a very short period, as a tropical wave moved across the country on Saturday. And while the worst of that system has passed, Gordon says Belize is not out of the woods just yet. Another weather system is expected to move across the country in the coming days, which could bring even more rain to already saturated areas.
We recorded in a matter of about 12 hours, Belmopan got 273.4 millimeters, which is 10.8 inches of rainfall in just about 12 hours from about midnight until about midday. To put that in perspective, the average rainfall for Belmopan is about 245 millimeters for the month of July, which is 9.7 inches. So the capital city recorded more than its monthly average in just 12 hours. However, there's another tropical wave approaching, which will cross the country tomorrow or later tomorrow night. That system is already producing some moisture over the area, and we have seen some rainfall returning, especially over the southern two-thirds of the country this morning into this afternoon. And we expect those to continue and increase tonight into tomorrow with some more showers and thunderstorms expected. Model prediction are going for about 2 to 3 inches maximum.
Belmopan's 13.1-inch rainfall record was set in 2022. Floodwaters that swamped the west over the weekend are now racing toward the Belize River Valley, and they're moving faster than usual. Chief Hydrologist Tenille Hendy says some communities in rural Belize district are already feeling the impact, just 24 hours after heavy flooding in the Cayo district. In past events, the west to east movement took several days, but this time the water is arriving much sooner. And Hendy warns that more floodwater is still on the way, putting Belize River Valley communities on alert tonight.
The Belize River Valley area is already seeing increasing river levels. At Bermudan Landing, it is already at almost bank full stage up to our last report. At Double Run, which is a bit further down towards Belize City, is already seeing bank full stages. So they're already seeing some of the floodwaters traveling downstream, but it is not all. More tomorrow is still at 10 meters. So that has not returned back to what we consider as normal. So residents can expect to see more waters coming down the Belize River. The timing is a bit challenging, Paul, because the volume of water dictates the pace. And so what we have seen, normally it is about 3 days it takes from more tomorrow to reach the Belize River Valley. We have seen that in little bit over 24 hours since that event that we're seeing increasing flood levels. So it's this event is not following the predicted or the predictable time frame. It's moving a little bit faster.
We also asked Hendy about possible flooding in Crooked Tree Village. She says residents should stay on high alert, but flood levels are not expected to make the causeway impassable. And Nemo moved into emergency mode on Saturday as heavy rains triggered historic flooding in Belmopan and surrounding areas. The organization activated its Emergency Operations Center in the capital and has had teams on the ground since then, assessing damage and helping residents hit hardest by the floodwaters. Tonight, National Emergency Coordinator Daniel Mendez shares how the response is unfolding and what support is reaching affected families.
After noting the rainfall, flood conditions were registered in the Belmopan area, which you have seen the images of. As a result, the Belmopan Emergency Operations Center was activated and work began with the Belmopan City Council and has continued up to today. NEMO remains in close coordination with the National Meteorological Service and the National Hydrological Service, our district emergency centers and other authorities to monitor evolving conditions. In Belmopan, we have been conducting assessments over the weekend, and we have been providing assistance to communities and persons who were affected by flooding. We are also continuing our work to determine the extent of the impact and to continue to identify immediate needs of persons in these areas. The information gathered from these assessments will guide response and recovery efforts and ensure that assistance is directed to the communities and persons most in need.
The National Emergency Management Organization had conducted over 100 assessments as of this morning. Another constitutional showdown is brewing between social activist Jeremy Enriquez and the government of Belize, this time over a key public office that sits vacant several months later. Enriquez was granted leave to take government to court, arguing that the failure to appoint a new ombudsman is denying Belizeans access to justice and weakening one of the country's most important checks on government power. Enriquez says the prolonged vacancy leaves freedom of information appeals, including 2 of his own, in legal limbo, and he's now asking the High Court to force the government to fill the post. He says the case goes beyond his personal grievances and is about defending the constitutional rights of every Belizean.
We have submitted freedom of information requests, and these requests were not responded to by the various entities in government, like the Ministry of Natural Resources. We submitted a freedom of information request regarding the use of the Voice of America land in Punta Gorda and to trace the history of how, what is the status of that land. We have also submitted a Freedom of Information Act request to the Elections and Boundaries Commission to request information about the process for redivisioning, because so far much is being done in secrecy and people have a right to know something about the process, and they have denied us any kind of information, which we would have appealed for further redress with the ombudsman. But because of that office being not filled, then Belizeans like myself are being denied access to a fair treatment and justice. That office should always be filled, and plans ought to have been made for a transition from the former ombudsman to a new ombudsman without the 7-month delay that we have. I remember one minister on television commented that, well, a past government took 2 years. That should never be any standard to even measure by. And so we will challenge this in court to ensure that in the future, never again can any government just break the Constitution at will and try to find excuses to have these offices vacant. It must remain filled, and the government must honor the Constitution. That is the point of our case.
Enriquez's case before the Belize High Court is set for first hearing on Tuesday, July 14th. With municipal elections less than 8 months away, the fight for voters is already spilling into the streets. July and August are transfer months, giving eligible voters a chance to move their registration to a new constituency or municipality. But that process is also raising familiar concerns about political abuse. One of those disputes recently played out on Iguana Street in the Mesopotamia Division, where Brian Yellowman Audinet stepped in to challenge what he claims was an illegal registration. Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamay explains how transfers are supposed to work and what safeguards are in place to prevent fraud.
You don't live there, your wife don't live. They don't live there, I tell you. You can't bring nobody else. You can't do that. They just say your wife just say that you don't live there. Nobody live there where you go see. You not register nobody else like that. You know what going? No illegal registration, yeah. The boy just said up there that none of the two people there live here. So how she will call, he can't, she decide.
I want to advise persons to, and like I said, specifically those persons who are registered electors in a specific constituency, because they can make objections when the list is published. You have to provide proof, and many times that is where there's always an issue, because sometimes persons sit back, and it's unfortunate that what we normally do as citizens, until when it's an election period, you hear all the complaints, and we all know that we have municipal elections coming up. It's scheduled for the 3rd of March 2027, which is just a couple months away. And so this is the time that persons will pay attention to the list. Registering officers go out and physically visit those addresses to verify. So an investigation is conducted. Based on the investigation, the registering officer has to satisfy him or herself and make a determination if the person will be included on the list or not.
It is also against the law to knowingly object falsely to a registration application with a fine of up to $500 or imprisonment up to 1 year. Coming up, the sargassum stench is back. How bad is it, and can the City Council get ahead of it? Stay with us.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you've been in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try to keep me the coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know, the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with Premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
Have an
updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
The sargassum piling up near Sandlighters Promenade is no longer just a smelly nuisance. It's a cleanup challenge for Belize City. With the seaweed trapped along the shoreline and raising health concerns, the City Council has brought in harvesting equipment to remove it from the water. Assistant Engineer Ramon Menjivar says the material will be taken to the landfill, spread out to dry and covered as the council looks for longer-term solutions.
We have seen the recent incoming to shoreline sargassum, which has become on a more constant basis. So we have to come up with a solution because it's a very toxic, smelly material that it can even be detrimental to our health. So as the governing body for the city, we have to respond to all and any emergencies. And if you see, this is a great deposit of sargassum down the shoreline. And we have seen that it has accumulated in this cove, which is like a catchment basin, and the current will not remove it from here. So we have to come up with an innovative solution to have it extracted.
You guys brought in a harvester to pull in the sargassum. Where is this being deposited, and perhaps what's the use of the sargassum deposits going forward?
Well, right now we're just experiencing the equipment, which you can see is very effective, very fast to collect the sargassum. From here, we put it on shore. It would have been very much effective if we could have directly dumped it into the truck as it comes out of the water, but unfortunately due to the landscape, it's not possible. But from here we take it to the landfill where we spread it on a thin layer, about 6 inches, 8 inches the most, and then it dries off. Then we plan to cover it.
A viral video captured in Belize's Mountain Pine Ridge is drawing sharp criticism from conservationists and animal lovers alike after a group of men was seen approaching, cornering, and touching a jaguar cub. While the encounter was shared online as a rare and exciting wildlife experience, experts warn that the action seen in the footage could have placed both the animal and the men in grave danger. The incident has also renewed concerns about respecting protected wildlife and following responsible practices when encountering animals in their natural habitat. Jaguars are strictly protected under Belizean law, which mandates that wildlife be observed from a safe, respectful distance. Today we spoke with wildlife ecologist Dr. Celso Pot, managing director at the Belize Zoo, for more insight into how dangerous this situation was for the animals and the men interacting with them.
Even in humans, if somebody do anything to our child, we react. And so a wild mother jaguar would do the same. They don't differentiate from a human to another animal. They perceive that human as a threat. So one, the jaguar could respond in an aggressive behavior. But two, it's the long-term physiological stress it puts on the cub and the mom. So we in the zoo world and wildlife professionals go through a strict protocol when you handle wildlife. And especially this young cub, we estimate based on our observation from jaguar cubs we've raised, that cub was between 2 weeks to a month old. So during one of its most vulnerable phase in life, there's a thing we call capture myopathy, and this is how the animal responds when it is under severe stress. Basically, the animal die. We can't say that happened to this cub, right? But it's one of those long-term impact because it builds up a lot of stress hormones. The muscle lock up, and over time, that animal can be affected. It's just like us human. When we get frightened, when we have near-death experience, we freeze, we lock up. It takes us a time to recover. So when an adult person move on and capture and corner and separate a cub from its mom, that cub go through severe stress.
Pot also dispelled the myth that touching a cub may lead to abandonment from the mother. However, he explains that a mother's scent can protect the animal from predators, and replacing it with a human's may further put the cub at risk. Here's a feel-good story out of Orange Walk tonight. A regular scratch-and-win purchase on Sunday turned into an unforgettable payday for one lucky resident. After exchanging 3 old tickets for 3 new ones, she scratched the first 2 and came up empty. But the final ticket changed everything. Now she says the excitement is still fresh and the reality of her unexpected win still hasn't fully sunk in.
I actually bought it yesterday, which was Sunday. I purchased it 3. Well, I didn't actually purchase it. I had 3 tickets that I needed to change. Each one of them were $3 each. So I told the Chinese that I want $3. So I told him to mix it up, and he gave me 3 tickets back. I scratched 1 at the counter and I didn't get nothing. So I took the other 2 home. This was the last ticket I scratched, and when I scratched it, I look at it like both times, asking myself, is it true or not? And so I went and I asked someone else to check it and to confirm it, and they told me yes.
So what do you plan on using that $15,000 for?
Up to now, I don't have no idea.
No idea yet?
No.
You're still processing it?
Yeah. Yes, every time I go out and I would pass by the Chinese store, I would usually buy 1 or 2.
Up next, Sports Monday with Shane Williams.
Updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
I've always been fascinated with gemstones. It's all about taking nature's beauty and creating something uniquely beautiful. I've had inspiration from the Belize Blue Bull, the beaches, the jaguar. I've launched a new product called Co-Design with Deb, and Atlantic Bank's e-commerce system has opened the door to my international customers so I can receive payments so they can have their custom pieces shipped to them.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. So we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready. 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 Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
This summer, the nation's top young athletes come together for Super Nationals 2026. From June 22nd to June 23rd, Primary School Super Nationals. And from June 29th to July 3rd, High School Super Nationals. 6 districts, 4 sports, 1 stage. Football, basketball, volleyball, kids athletics, and athletics. Belize's future champions competing for pride, glory, and the chance to be seen. This is more than a tournament. This is the future of Belizean sports. Super Nationals 2026, where champions ride.
Sports Mondays brought to you by the National Sports Council of Belize. Good evening, Belize, with another exciting edition of Sports Monday. I'm Shane Williams. This week, Belize volleyball stars shine in international competition. The Belize City Defenders survives a critical series tiebreaker in the NEBL finals, and contenders are separating themselves from the pack in the Belize District softball. But first, why are Belize City teams even playing softball in rural Belize in the first place? The battle roar of Belize City's young and emerging Lady Wolfpack Softball Club heard here this weekend in Lords Bank Village. Defending Belize City softball champions Belize Bank Bulldogs here dominating Sandhill Detrop. And 4-peat national tournament champion Beacon finishing off cricketry at the Sandhill Community Field. All 3 teams are without a home field, but in this case it's for a good reason. The iconic Rogers Stadium is now closed for construction. The president of the Belize Baseball Softball Federation says major upgrades are in store for the facility.
People will see that the fence is starting to be rebuilding the fence to prepare us for the final phase, which is building a Little League Baseball Stadium and our National Softball Stadium.
With an official charter already secured from Little League International, the Federation now wants to move boys from softball into baseball, where more opportunities exist.
You would have seen that we started the Little League Baseball in Belize City. The plan is for us to, at the lower level with the younger kids, that we start to develop the sport, which is why we're doing everything to be a part of the Little League organization internationally, where we could get support, we could get developmental support so that we could develop the sports across the country. We're going to be meeting with Sports Council soon so that we can transition for boys from softball to baseball at the primary school and the high school level.
Unfortunately for the Federation, this transition will be made much easier having a baseball ally at the decision-making table.
For me, baseball was my first love. That I grew up playing that, and then I moved out into football and and basketball specifically. But I believe that we can compete with this region if we have the proper facilities and we have the proper training.
This investment in Rogers Stadium is one of many recent steps towards developing elite baseball talent in Belize. Now, let's take a look at scores and top performances this past weekend. Whether you like ketchup on your garnaches or not, NEBL fans will all agree this finals is hot. The Belize City Defenders managed to hold off the aggressive and tough shot-making Orange Walk Rebels in Game 3 of the National Elite Basketball League Finals on Friday inside a packed Civic Center. Regular season MVP Nigel Hoop Kid Jones scored 29 of Defenders' 72 points, while Francis Arana scored 20 in the defeat. Defenders takes a 2-1 lead in the best-of-5 series. In the third Central American Men's Final Four Championship, Belize defeated host nation Costa Rica in 5 sets to win their opening game of the tournament on Sunday and are playing Nicaragua today. And Belize's women's team won their final game in 3 sets against US Virgin Islands in the highest level competition we have participated in, the U21 NORCECA Pan American Cup in Columbus, Ohio. Nissan Martinez was recognized as the best opposite in the entire tournament, an outstanding individual honor. In the Unified Belize District Softball Fast Pitch Tournament, there were 5 games at the Sandhill Community Field and 2 games in Lords Bank Village. The Belize Bank Bulldogs and Beacon Clubs continue to set the pace in what seems like a march towards another chapter in these rivals' long story. Well, that is all we have for you this week in Sports Monday, brought to you by the National Sports Council of Belize. I'm Shane Williams, reminding you that friendly competition unites and balling is life, so keep balling, Belize.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, Mayor Kowich explains what triggered Belmopan's historic flooding. Merv Pinn commented, "These people really taking the Belizean people for fools. The draining systems are too small. Belize is a tropical country where it rains a lot. There are no such thing as excessive rains. Construction should be done with the correct size drainage, especially the culvert size, and put in place small bridges where they are needed so the water can run and drain properly." Turning to police detained 2 after deadly Santa Elena shooting, Libby Ayuso shared, "Violence may silence a voice, but it cannot destroy the memories, the love, or the impact they had on others. Their memory lives on, and in that way, they are never truly gone. May we choose compassion over violence." And finally, on Digital Story, how Belize City is removing tons of sargassum. Margaret R. Johnson shared, "The question is, what are they doing with it? Sargassum is very useful to the point of edible if captured before it comes on shore. With all the block makers in Belize and people needing a job, are you going to tell me that there is no one willing to learn how to use it to make blocks for sustainable housing?" Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.